forgot to record. Okay, so 11:04. So regarding our game of clipbirds yesterday, in the East, we had 2 small bill, 2 medium bill, 2 large bill. What the heck kind of distribution is that? Yeah, it's totally even. It is an even. This trait, beak size, is evenly distributed in the population. There's no, there's no bell. There's no high point in this curve. There's no skew. There's no mode. Everything's a mode. Well, what about in the second season? What do we see in the East? So this was first season. This is second season. So we have 2, let's see, we have 3 smalls, so let me add some numbers here. We have 1, 2, 3 small. We have 3 medium. And we have 2 big. So, is this starting to have some sort of something you could call a curve? What do we have? If we lay a line on top of that. I mean, it's got 2 modes. It's somewhat a curve. It's still nothing near a normal distribution. It's not a bimodal distribution. It's not a skewed distribution. It's still relatively flat, isn't it? But something's changed. We've suddenly got more birds in the low end of the measurements. Well, let's look at the third season. Do you guys all know how to copy and paste in here? Okay, that saves you a lot of time. Notice that I'm just pasting in the graph every time. Do you know how to do it? Okay. In the third season, what do we have? We have 4 smalls. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Mostly because we had 1 small who was a ferocious reproducer. Champion reproducer. Awesome at getting lots and lots of calories and passing on genes. How many medium did we have in that third season? I think we had, we lost somebody in the medium, so we only had 2 mediums. And we still had 2 larges. Okay. So is this starting to show some kind of something that you could describe? What would we call that? Yeah, it's definitely a skewed distribution. Now, what's interesting here, remember in the East, the food size kept getting larger. So is this what you would have predicted? I would never have predicted that the smalls would have been dominant in the third season. Not at all what I would have predicted. Because their food sources are drying up. Maybe you just have 1 really talented small-billed clipboard, 1 really aggressive small-billed clipbird. So despite the fact that the food isn't really ideal for them, they're just a little bit more determined than all the other birds. This is you, right? You're the super small bill. You need a cape. So even though the environment is not great for that small-beaked clipbird, he's dogged. But when we get to the fourth season, what happens? When we get to the 4th season, we show, suddenly, 0 small bills. We have 1 medium and 2 larges. This is the 4th season. What has happened to our distribution here? No, it hasn't gone down. We still have clipbirds. Our overall, the size of our population has decreased. So our distribution has done what? Skewed in the other direction. Our distribution shifted. What do you think would happen if we went to a 5th season? Do you think that, I mean, we don't have any smalls left. The marbles are really easy for the large-billed clipbirds. They're a little bit tougher for the mediums.
Please excuse the interruption again.
So if we kept playing this, which part of the population do you think is going to have the most success?
Large.
Yeah, large-billed. Is it because the large-billed are better at surviving than the small-billed or the medium-billed? Is it because there's something inherently better about the large bill? Are they smarter? Are they faster? Are they tougher? I don't know. We had some really kick-butt small bills.
The environment's better for them.
Yeah. It's not that they're better, but they happen to have something that works really well in that environment. The environment shifted around them. I mean, they didn't do anything. Like having a large bill is not some sort of inherent virtue. But man, the environment they find themselves in really happens to work well for them. Which point of natural selection is that? So, number 1, everybody's a little bit different. Number 2, life is tough. Number 3, many more are born than will survive. And number 4, if you happen to have some feature that really works well in the environment, you do better at surviving and passing on your genes. Which feature of natural selection does this shift indicate?
You have something.
Yeah.
Feature.
Yeah, you have some trait that happens to really work well for this environment. You just won the lottery. The environment has shifted, and the trait that you have happens to work really, really well. Okay, well, let's look at the East. No. So let's go to the East. I mean West. Thank you. Yes. We'll pick up our discussion tomorrow. Please make sure you turn in your clipbirds analysis before you leave. Have a wonderful day, folks.